Hi! Today I'm using the new Stampin' Up! Scenic Pumpkin Patch stamp set to make handmade pumpkin cards that are as easy as pie. The Scenic Pumpkin Patch stamp set is one of many products in the latest release of online exclusives starting July 3rd, 2024. I'm Shelley Godby, and for 23 years, I've been teaching you how to create hand-stamped smiles through my YouTube videos, my Stamping Smiles blog, and my mailing list. So I'm going to show you two cards. The first one I demonstrate, well, it is as easy as pie, and then stick around because I'm going to show you that in a stepped-up version. Here's a closer view of the Scenic Pumpkin Patch stamp set. My goodness, look at the scenes you can build. I'll only be using part of it. I'll be using that fence and the pumpkins, and then it's a two-step. It means it takes at least 2 steps to finish an image. And so we've got the pumpkins, but then the stems I can stamp in a different color and will. And look, even a small fence to go with the barn. Isn't this awesome? So, so excited about that. So this is from the latest release of online exclusives. And what that means, Stampin' Up! Has products that they release to online only, and starting July 3rd, 2024, a lot of them, and a lot of Christmas too. So if you're just hankering to get going on Christmas, and I chose this because fall will be here before Christmas, and so I have a lovely simple card that's easy as pie for you. Well, actually 2 cards. All right, and so we're going to start with some die cutting. I'm going to stamp after die cutting because I'll be using the Nested Essentials dies. And look at this. I have them stored on one of these magnet cards that I get from Stampin Storage. It's a separate company from Stampin' Up, but they have products to, oh my goodness, beautifully organize your craft room like nobody's business, and your supplies. And so this magnet card is super strong. They're not going to fall off. It's nice and slick on the back. If for some reason you wanted to attach your photopolymer or cling stamp sets to it. And then I store one in one of these clear, oh, am I thinking of, pockets. All right. And you don't want a sleeve for this. You want the pocket. And then I'm able to label them. And I put them in my file. It's a photo box. And just flip right through them. But Stampin' Storage also has boxes to store all your dies if you like too. So I love these. And I've got a link under the video to where you can pick them up, both. And so I've got a link to the magnet cards and the pockets, as well as just a general link to the store. And it won't cost you a penny more to use my link, and so I'd appreciate it if you would. So now let me grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I've got my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and now we need to build what's called a sandwich. Instead of using plate number 1 and 2, I'm going to use this magnetic platform that I picked up on Amazon, and it fits the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine even though it's a Sizzix. Our plates are the same size. So I'll start with this. It just makes my life simpler to have the magnets on it. Stampin' Up! Try to do one, and where this has magnets, not scattered, but placed. The Stampin' Up! One was one solid magnet. It was great, but it failed after a while. And so I've been waiting for them to come out with one. They haven't. So instead, I just thought, okay, I went ahead and ordered one of the magnetic platforms on Amazon. And the link is under the video for that too. And so what I have here is some basic white cardstock. Whenever you're cutting with white cardstock, you absolutely want the Stampin' Up! Basic white cardstock because it has a smooth, tight finish to give you crisp, clean images. We definitely want that for our stamping. And so I have this banner die. And see, that just holds it in place for me. And I just love that. And so then I finish with another plate number 3, a cutting plate. And we'll go ahead and crank that through. And so there we, have it. all nice and die cut. But let me show you this. It's not just the banner, but it has that stitching all the way around. So it's almost like it's another layer. It is just so sharp. So now we get to stamp. So I'm going to build my scene on the banner, and I'm going to want my pumpkins sitting in the grass and in front of the fence. And if I just start stamping, they'll overlap. That won't look good. So we're going to do a technique called masking. And for that, I need masking paper. The Stampin' Up! Masking paper just works beautifully for this. And we get a piece out of here. There we go. And so what it is, it has an adhesive on the back that's low tack, but it's super thin. So it's really great for the masking technique. And if you haven't seen that before, you're really going to love it. All right, so I've got, imagine that, the pumpkin pie classic Stampin' Pad for my easy as pie cards. And, you know, pumpkin pie. I mean, does it really get any easier than pumpkin and blueberry pie? Oh my goodness. So let's stamp on the masking paper. So we're going to create a mask. And what that means is we're going to cover it up, mask the image. And we'll stamp that again in a minute. And so we can stamp over top and have it look like everything is underneath or behind. And so the trick with masking is whatever you want to be out first, that's what you need to do this part for. So I'm using my paper snips. These are just the nicest scissors. If you don't have a pair of these, well, I've got about 6. Love them. And so let's cut up into, you don't want to leave that little white border around like you were going to, you know, fussy cut this for a card, because we're wanting to cover it. If we left that border, then there would be that gap. And that gap really happens easily. You definitely don't want to use cardstock because you'll have like a halo around it. And so the thinnest you can get, and this is designed for that. Very nice, with the adhesive on there. And I will use this over and over and over, because what I'm demonstrating for you will be one of my thank you cards for July 2024. And I'll just, like I said, use this mask again and again and again. I start fresh for you so it looks better, but to show you from the beginning how to do it too. All right, let me trim that little bit off because I don't want. And so then, you know, I take my take your pick tool. I've got to get underneath and get it going, to get the adhesive. There we go. I think I've got it. I could have had this all done, but then I wouldn't show you how it is done. So there we go. Now we're peeling off the backing. And then we've got all that good adhesive. So let me set this aside. All right. And let's start with our pumpkins, because that's what I want out front. So I'm going to come over here. Let me come down and see if I can see a little better. And it's photopolymer, so I can see where I'm stamping, which is nice. And oh my goodness, aren't they? They are so pretty. I am done with this. I'm going to push, pull on that, and click. Next, I'm going to go ahead and we got Old Olive Classic Stampin' Pad. Pick this up, slide that in. I'm going to use this for a couple different ones, but I'll use this for the stems on the pumpkins. And so this is that 2-step, and you can see where you're stamping, which is just so lovely. How cute are, oh my goodness, that adds so much. Now let's use the mask and cover up or mask the image. Okay. off a little bit, I think. Just a little bit over there, but I don't think it'll matter for where I'm stamping, but let me just move it. Okay, fantastic. So now I have this, and I decided it's grass and not dirt. I'm going to stay with the old olive, my nice fall colors. And you know what? I wanted to stamp off, and I didn't grab a piece of scrap paper. I'll be stamping on this. This will be the back side. Okay, so stamping off, I just wanted that to be a little bit lighter, so I stamped off some of the color, but I'll still have old olive, just a lighter version of it. So let's stamp this. All right, we won't remove it yet because I have more to do. Remember, I want that fence. And for the fence, I have crumb cake. All right, pick that up, slide that in, and here's our fence. Okay, and I did play around with this. At first, I thought I wanted that big post, but I don't. I want to come over here. And there we go. Now you can see if I hadn't put that mask over top of it, all of that would be stamped right on the pumpkins. Not a good look. We're done with this. Let's go do this and click. Now this is so fun when you do this part. It's like magic. How cool is that? So the grass is underneath, the fence is behind. Fantastic. So I just have one more thing for my tag and a greeting from the Simply Said stamp set. This is from the 24-25 Stampin' Up! Catalog. And for this I have the Tuxedo Black Memento ink pad. And I'm going to use the thanks. Don't you like how this just filled in the bottom of that banner? And this is going to fit in here just oh so lovely. And there we go. We have our banner. So now all that is left is to go ahead, and I've got a little bit more stamping, and to put the card together and then show you my stepped up version. So our banner is going to go on some crumb cake cardstock. I thought, it needed a little bit more help. So I have some old olive cardstock to put behind here. Doesn't that look nice? All right. And so it does look nice. So let's go ahead and take my favorite adhesive ever, Stampin' Dimensionals. These foam adhesive dots just give it a lift and it makes it so much more special. And one in each corner will be perfect. Boy, those backs are coming off already, making it easy for me. Take my paper snips, get up and underneath. All right. So, and I was working with this and I thought, still a little bit plainer than I would like. I mean, that definitely improved it because I tried all kinds of colors. I tried the pumpkin pie and everything. And it's like, oh, but I really like that. So I have this. I thought, how can I dress it up? And I thought, ooh, my of art and texture. And this is also an online exclusives. Isn't this, look at all those great textures. And so I've got a link to specifically the online exclusives because there are so many products there that you're not seeing in the 24-25 catalog. So back with the crumb cake, tone on tone, one of my favorite looks. Ink this up and come over here and just add a little bit of stamped texture. A little bit more interest for our cards. Let's go ahead, pull in that lip, click, and make sure that it's closed. Okay, so let's use some Stampin' Seal. Fantastic adhesive. I put my finger where it's a little opaque, and sometimes I have to help it along to get it going, but that's okay. Like this stuff a lot. And look at that. All right, that's just dressing it up. And then our banner. Nice, huh? And so I'm going to put it on crumb cake. Now I had it without a layer, and I just thought, I have to add that layer. And so we're going to come back with my favorite adhesive ever, the Stampin' Dimensionals. And that layer just really added something, even though it's still the same color. Just, well, and with the dimensionals, it's going to add a bit of a shadow and give it that depth. Just so lovely. So let's peel these off. These are just really coming off easily. If they don't, take your thumbnail, press on that backing, and it makes the edge pop up. And there we have a handmade pumpkin card that was easy as pie to make. So now let me show you my stepped up version. Well, first let me tell you, so this is my July 2024 thank you card for anyone who places an order of $50 or more. I'm gonna send them with me, either in my online store or by phone. And I'm gonna send them one of my Scenic Pumpkin Patch cards. All right, but now I've decided to start something new. For those that order 150 or more, I'm going to do a stepped up version and they'll get that one. And I'm excited to show you how I stepped up this lovely card. I'm back with my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and what I'm going to do is the old olive cardstock. I'm going to emboss it with the metal plate 3D embossing folder. So I need to build my sandwich, and I need to plate number 1. And then the cardstock goes into the embossing folder. Fantastic. And I want the Stampin' Up facing me. There we go. And it's a 3D, so I need a plate number 4, a specialty plate. And this is included with the purchase of a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And if you use a machine, well, the Scenic, for example, has the same size plate, so you can pick that up separately. Let's go ahead and crank this through. So just some more texture to our card. There we go. All right. And I'll just set this aside and we'll finish it. Okay. And so let me show you what else I did. So I didn't re-stamp this because we already know what this looks like because I had done it. But for this, my stepped up, I added a layer of the basic black around it. That really sets it off. And this one I'm going to just put on without the dimensionals because that black is just creating so much definition. Isn't that sharp? All right. And then we have this. So whenever something is embossed, it's not laying as flat as it could. So you can use mini glue dots, or I'm just loving the Stampin' Seal. It's a real nice strong hold for, you know, when you're making boxes and embellishments and all of that. So we will put this on here. Fantastic. And then thought, ooh, that's looking nice, but I wanted to do one more step up, and I'm going to use the black and very vanilla large check ribbon. So let's do this. So I'm going to come back with, let's just go ahead and use the Stampin' Seal Plus. Put some adhesive on the back. All right, I don't need that. And make a little loop at the top. All right, don't need it to be quite that long. I want these separated. There we go. And trim this. Let's turn it over and have a look. Very nice. All right, so now I'll take the dimensionals off. So 3 additions to step it up. And so this will be for those who order 150 or more, and we're talking product totals before shipping and sales tax, with me in my online store or by phone. And there we go. So let me, still easy as pie, right? With the Scenic Pumpkin Patch stamp set, available starting June 3rd, 2024 in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. And there's a link under the video with the measurements and a PDF that you can download, print, and save. So you can make my Scenic pumpkin patch cards, the handmade pumpkin cards that are as easy as pie. If you'd like to make either or both of my easy as pie handmade pumpkin cards, the Stampin' Up! Scenic Pumpkin Patch Stamp Set will be available to order starting July 3rd, 2024 in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. And remember, starting July 3rd as well, bonus days coupons. For every $50 you order, you'll get a $5 bonus days coupon to use in August. And starting with $50, you'll also get one of my handmade cards. And, you bump it up to $150, you'll get the stepped up version. So starting July 3rd, 2024, get on over to my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. I'm Shelley Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Thanks for watching, and God bless.